Hey, what up? Welcome back to Jen Gaga's world. Today we're going to be talking about what's in my makeup bag. For any of you that may be new to my channel, you'll notice I have other videos. I have my coffee chats with Jen. For those of you who have been part of my channel, you'll notice that this isn't your typical coffee chats with Jen because I don't have coffee available to me at this very moment. However, I just wanted to do a quick fun video, nothing too long, and I was actually cleaning up my makeup vanity area, and I thought I would throw this in my new bag. So if you're interested to see what's in here, go ahead and stay tuned and keep on watching. Alright, so if you are still here, that means you're interested, and I have a little bit of a story time before I get right into it. So this is a brand new bag. You can tell it's all nice and clean and pretty and pink. It says on here, just wing it. Life, eyeliner, everything. So just do it, right? So anyway, the sad story, you'll notice it still has a little taggy thing here. So there's a national store, I believe it's national, it's called Charming Charlie, and we have one here locally, and I actually went to go purchase a little necklace and some earrings last weekend, and come to find out they're going out of business here locally. So I'm very sad to hear that. And when I went in, there was hardly anything left, but they still had these on the shelf. So it still ended up being like 10 bucks, but normally I think it was like 20 or something like that. So it's still like kind of normal price in a way, depending on where you shop. Here's my bag. Let's see what's inside. And some of my stuff has been used, so don't judge me. I also haven't cleaned my brushes, so please don't judge me with that either. What I actually plan to do, because you're going to notice it's a pretty pink inside, I'm planning to put my brushes in a baggie, so that way they could stay in there, stay dry and not touch, so that it doesn't ruin the liner, because that's what happened in my other bag. It kind of started looking nasty. For those of you who do makeup, you know what I mean. It's not that you're dirty, it's just the product that rubs on it. So also, I normally don't put on lashes just for any day, but I happen to have these in here because I had my bag with me, or my other bag, week. And I had my lashes basically, when I took them off, I just threw them in there or whatever. So first thing you're gonna notice, I still have these in here, and I actually wanted to shout it out because these are such a good, by the way, none of this stuff here is sponsored. I don't have any affiliation with any of these companies. I'm not paid, I'm not big time like that, but if I see a product and I like it and I recommend it, I'm gonna tell you. And I wanted to try these because they're called the Scorpios. Obviously I'm a Scorpio, so I'm like, I have to try these out. They were long and fuller, they're like wispy. And I had purchased some from another company before, and they just were they were like baby doll, and they just looked crazy on me. Like, I'm not used to wearing thick lashes like that. And so I always hesitate, but these, you'll notice they look just thick enough, and they weren't too much. And they were light to where I couldn't even feel like I had lashes on. So these are by Lurella. Yeah, Lurella, and these were the Scorpios. Love them. For my everyday shadow look, I'm not wearing, actually I am wearing it today, except I did more of a glitter on my eyelid through the Anastasia palette. But this is what I have on everything else, like from the top to like the blending. I'm not a makeup guru, so, but yeah, the basically anything matte on my eyelid right now is the Just Peachy Mattes palette by Too Faced Cosmetics. And you can see I haven't quite like gotten to where it looks like super used, but I love them and it smells great. My go-tos, you could tell though, is these three here, and then all of these here, and some of this. Don't really go to these much. They're still a pretty shade, I just don't really go to those much. For when I'm tired and I just want that quick awake look, I have been using the NYX Professional. It's the white, just the white color, and from what I've been told, if you put it on your inner eyeliner or your eyeline, it'll help make you look awake. So it's true, except I have to be careful because I've gotten it to where it's like on my lash and then it looks like clump, like you don't want that. One of my go-to mascaras is the Too Faced Better Than Sex. It's really bright, so you may not be able to see it. I tried this in a sample and absolutely loved it. I also know that I need to re-up, but I like because the little spoolie, it's super thick and it just gives you that full look. So this is definitely a go-to. The bronzer that I do use for my everyday, the Glow Bake Bronzer by Milani. My go-to in highlighter is the Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Amrezy. I love Amrezy, by the way, but this, it's the little highlighter, just the glow, it's just the gold one, super pretty. I love how it just goes on so smoothly. I don't know if you can see, yeah, there you go. I also love that it's super compact. I had a bronzing palette by Anastasia. It was the, I think it's called the Moon, or it had the moon color in it. That's why my friend had gifted it to me. And I really would only use 1 or 2 colors in that 6 shade highlighter palette. But it was also the same size as my Too Faced one, and it would take up space, especially when I would have the smaller pack or bag. So this was always my go-to because it's almost like the size of just, well, it is the size of a normal compact. You know, has a good sized mirror, and it's just super easy when you take it out. The brush that I love using for my highlighter is the Morphe M438, and I love it because literally, you know, you just go like that, boom, 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 and done. You know, just usually apply it in the main sections of your face. So I use these two together. The all-nighter, you can see how I had to make space, so I took the lid off. But Urban Decay all-nighter, this is, I love this setting spray. It's not like sticky or anything, but it definitely helps seal it all in. I also like that the spray, let me see if I can, I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but it comes out like hairspray where it's like even. I've tried others and it's like damp, it's like throwing damp water in your face, and this, like the spray, is really good, so I like that. I also have, oh, this is like my go-to brush and it needs cleaning bad. I've had this brush for a while, but I want to say this is the e.l.f. It's like the whatever brush, but it's definitely e.l.f. and I just love how it's super poofy. It's either e.l.f. or Morphe. Might even be Morphe. It's one of the two, but love this brush. It's nice and full, and I love it for my bronzer. Here, this definitely is also e.l.f. It's the complexion brush, but I use it to take away the, when I bake, I usually just use it to like, just brush things off. This one's a little bit more fine, so you'll notice it's not as thick as the one I use for my bronzing, so I really like that. Another Milani product that I use, the Rose de Oro. I also love Luminoso, but when I had went to purchase at the time, they didn't have it. That one's always hard to get, like it goes quick. But I had settled for the Rose de Oro, and it's really pretty also. That's the kind of like a blush dash bronze in a sense, but definitely love that. So everything you see here, I pretty much have on today. So it's just like a light, nothing too crazy. Oh, another product that I had gotten, Lancome Monsieur, and it's basically, this is Big is the New Black. And you see how thick this brush is, so I'll most likely end up purchasing this when, you know, I go to purchase mascara, but I've been using this because my Better Than Sex one is running out, obviously. So that one's definitely good. Another, and this is a store brand, love, this is my go-to for that eyeliner, is the Maybelline Stiletto. Love this. I use Blackest Black. This is like my signature go-to when it comes to anything eyeliner. Last week for my lashes, they didn't have my Duo brand that I usually buy for lashes, They had the Star Glue eyelash adhesive. It worked pretty good. I would say that I would probably still stick to the Duo because it was a little bit thicker, where this one, it kind of got all over the place at first until I knew how it's more, it reminded me of the white glue that you buy like for school, how it comes out really runny. That's how it was. So definitely I'd have to watch how much I put on next time. But it did do the work, or do the trick, so it worked. So not knocking it, just kind of got to get used to how the consistency works. So that's the Star Glue eyelash adhesive. Oh, another stiletto. And pretty much the rest is just brushes. Another thing also for us women, or men really, but I had recently found these little Summer's Eve aloe cleansing cloths. I wanted to try them out just because if you're at the gym, or if you have like a wax that day and you just don't have time to go home and wash up, these are nice to have. Just kind of keeps you nice and fresh, and it's just nice little wipe to have. And then I just have a bunch of brushes. So let me go through my brushes just real quickly. You guys are gonna laugh, but this is really ghetto, but I love this brush, which is why I haven't gotten rid of it. But this is a B Bella brush. The bottom part unglued, and I never put it back because it would fit perfectly in my bag. The other, with the brush, the stick part, it wouldn't fit. So it actually worked out and it benefited me after all. But I like this for my blush. So I use this B Bella brush. I have this Urban Decay Naked brush. I have the palette too, but I love the brush and just how fine it is. So I like that, like for my eyelid. Then I have these white ones are all e.l.f. I like these just for the inner part of your eye, right, or the little outer part, and then inner if you happen to put any, but this is mostly like for my shade, the darker shades. This I also use for my lid. Usually what I'll do is I'll spray with the setting spray and then put my lid. This one is the Morphe M441, and this one's a little bit thinner though, so I usually just use that like for when I first take the baking off, when I do my eyebrow. The one I use to blend my actual like lid is the Morphe M511, and you can see that's where I use like more of my pinky colors to blend in. This is also my favorite. So when I do so I start with the blend and then I do the darker on the outer, and then I'll blend this in to the inner part of my eye. And this is also the B Bella, and this is the Blender 119. And you can see the little brush there. Then for my oh, I didn't realize I had my baking brush in here. I probably just grabbed it because, like I said, I was cleaning everything out. But this is it's a foundation brush, but I actually use it like when I go to bake. I just use this to tap in to the corners of my eyes. And then again, I go in once I'm done baking, and then I just wash it out with this one. But yeah, these are pretty much like all my go-to brushes, but I'm very happy to have been able to share. If there are any products in here that you have any questions about, please let me know. And I'm not sponsored. I'm not being given any money for any of this stuff in here, so you'll get my honest feedback on that. But if there's anything else, let me know you'd be interested in checking out. Also, please let me know. But for the time being, that's all I have for today. So I hope you enjoyed. Please, again, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.